The Columbus City Council meeting for May 18th, 2026 will now come to order. In compliance with the Open Meeting Act, a current copy of this act is posted in this meeting room. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Bulkley.
Here.
Alarcon. Here. Barr.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight over ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. I welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. If at any time during our council meeting this evening, anyone in our audience would like to address any item on our agenda, we invite you to come forward, give your name, your address, and we'd ask that you keep any comment to 5 minutes or less. With that, we'll move forward with our council agenda.
Item 4 is the consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a City Council member or citizen requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 4A is minutes of the May 4th, 2026 City Council meeting. 4B, reappointment of Jeff Johnson, Connie Helbush, and Brian Shohan to the Citizen Advisory Review Committee for 4-year terms. Item 4C, bid from Central Sand and Gravel for a 1-year supply of gravel in the amount of $32.47 per cubic yard if delivered, or $26.33 per cubic yard if picked up. Item 4D, resolution number R26-70, approving the lease to hangar aircraft with BJ Aviation LLC. The Board of Airport Commissioners recommends approval. Item 4E, Finance Department reports, and item 4F, payroll and bills on file. Mr. Mayor and council members, is there anything you would like removed from the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I move the items on the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to a proclamation under special presentations. I have a proclamation this evening that I would like to read. Whereas public works service provided in our community are an integral part of our citizens' everyday lives, and whereas the support of an understanding and informed community is vital to the efficient operations of the public works systems and programs such as water, sewer, streets, highway, public buildings, and solid waste collection. And whereas the quality of effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, are vitally dependent upon the efforts and skills of the public works professionals. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments is maternally influenced by individuals' attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform. Now, therefore, I, James B. Bulkley, the mayor of the city of Columbus, Nebraska, do hereby recognize the week of May 17th through May 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week in Columbus, Nebraska, and call on all citizens and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the work and services which our public service staff provides, and to recognize the contributions which our staff and officials make every day in bringing and providing safe, efficient, and quality public service. We do have an excellent group of staff and employees that work within our public service group, and I think it without question, they go unrecognized and unthanked most of the time. So, if you see some of them sometime, give them a shout out and say thank you for what you do. All right, move on to public hearings.
Item 7A, public hearing, application from Advanced Consulting Engineering Services on behalf of Keys Development LLC for final plat of Sauk Pond Addition, 14th Street west of 48th Avenue. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Is there anyone here to speak against this public hearing?
Did you want to do a brief?
And before we have that, I think maybe Tara, if you would just give us a brief overview, update everybody.
Sure. There have been a few items that have generated some conversation and comments. So I thought just a baseline of a few facts as the city staff is presenting them would be advantageous. The first topic would be the roadway between 48th Avenue through the existing subdivision, which is K&S subdivision, and then into the new subdivision, which would be the Sauk Pond addition. The concrete paving would begin at 48th Avenue, extend through K&S, where there is an existing 40-foot wide right-of-way, which is 20-foot narrower than a typical right-of-way. Therefore, at the last Planning Commission, or at the last City Council meeting, if you all remember, you discussed a 24-foot wide road just in that area with one sidewalk on one side on the back of curb. So that's 28 feet of paving, and that would all be centered in that 40-foot right-of-way in the existing subdivision. And then as that roadway goes into the new subdivision, it would widen to our standard 33-foot wide section with parking on both sides. That what would go through the existing neighborhood would not have parking on the road. There's been questions about who pays for that. The developer will have to fully pay for all of that cost. One of the other issues was a question regarding if the existing lots in K&S would be annexed, and they are not part of any annexation. They would remain outside of the city limits until some further action, which is not planned. And then everything that's presented in this final plat is happening within existing right-of-way. There is no takings of other properties in the final plat that's before you. There's been some conversation about where the road jogs to the south into the new subdivision, if that is cutting across private land, and it's not, it's within existing right-of-way. So I just wanted to lay those facts out before we dive into this in this discussion, but staff is certainly willing to answer any other questions as they come up.
I think that was a great summary of what has been developed and talked about over the last month and a half or so. You gave that same summary at the Planning and Zoning meeting, and I think it's relative and important to recognize that the last Planning and Zoning meeting approved what's in front of you too. So I mean, they had some concerns, and I think they felt that those had been addressed. Okay, let's start. Anyone to speak against this public hearing or might have a question about what Tara had mentioned or said? Okay. Betsy, can you get that down for her, please, or check? Chuck?
Here, we can lower this.
Yeah, I think it can lower.
Yeah,
all the
it
way
can.
down.
Well, how convenient.
Yep.
That helps me a lot. Good evening. I'm Karen Blaser, and I live on 4829 14th Street. I had a stroke about 5 years ago, so my speech sometimes isn't so clear. So if you have trouble understanding me, please let me know, and I'll try to have somebody else read my notes for me. I hope that each and every one of you drove out to look at the Sauk Pond addition. Along 48th Avenue, we have many houses that have been built and many yet to be built. There is also our beautiful Bradshaw Park, which many children use for their football and softball games. A lot of traffic uses 48th Avenue. Now Sock Pond Addition. Original plat for 9 houses. Asking to be rezoned from R1 to R2. Causes much more traffic. We are not in favor of rezoning. Just imagine 16 duplexes.
Like, can I, just for a point of Robert's Rules of Order, that the rezoning and things are not part of what we're talking about right now?
I didn't know if I could include both of them. Otherwise, I'll split them up.
And I'm not trying to, I just want to make sure we're doing things properly.
Okay. Okay, with the traffic. Okay.
This is mainly talking about the subdivision itself.
All right. So, how about leaving K&F subdivision rows as it is and having Keys build a 13th Street road exiting to the south near Lot 15 K&S subdivision? Having this as a one-way to 48th Avenue for Sock Pond traffic. And also build that sidewalk going that way also. Traffic maybe would go south and not past Bradshaw Park to alleviate less traffic issues and safety issues. Thank you for your reconsideration. I'll be back.
Thank you. Any questions for Mrs. Blauser? All right. Thank you very much for coming forward. Anyone else to speak?
Oh, that was me. I did it with my clipboard. I can't drive good either. I hope nobody's behind me.
That's all right. Hey, if they're behind you and they don't get out of the way, it's their problem.
I even ran over my own toe once. That was bad.
All right. Is anyone here to speak for this public hearing?
Good evening, John Zwingman with Advanced Consulting Engineering Services, 1363 26th Avenue here in Columbus. Represent the developers on this matter. I guess, I'll just kind of go through some of the same things Tara said and some of the other conversations I've had with city staff through this ongoing process. So the street from 48th Avenue to the west end of K&S subdivision will be 24 feet wide, the 4-foot sidewalk centered, as Tara said. We will extend that all the way to the west line, and then from there, we will start our curve down to the south, and then curve around, so it'll be an S curve in there. And in that curve, we will also be transitioning in the width of the street from the 24 feet to the 33 feet wide. Other improvements that are involved in this subdivision are extension of water and sewer from 48th Avenue the sewer will be in the center of the street, which is atypical of the city of Columbus, but due to the right-of-way constrictions, we'll put the sewer at least on that first stretch in the center of the street. And then water is probably going to be on the north side of the street, the way we have it planned now, but that may change as we get into finalizing design. There will also be storm sewer improvements to pick up the water coming, from the west. And then there is an easement between lots 30 and 31, which will drain that storm sewer to the south into a retention area, and then it will then be piped into the city's retention area, and then it goes into Sock Pond. So it'll go through two sets of retention and treatment. And I guess other than that, I mean, we've talked with the property owners. We talked again after the planning commission meeting last month. We are going to do whatever we can to avoid the trees that are there. But needless to say, a 40-foot right of way, and we're putting in 28-foot of street, we're going to be using a majority of that right of way for work. But we will avoid as many trees as possible. We understand the love of the trees and the need of the trees in that area. And then there's also some fencing that we will work with the property owner on the north. He actually mentioned that if we can salvage it, he might relocate it to another location. But then all the plans will be reviewed by city staff. We've agreed to meet out there once we get plans done and go over, hey, here's where the improvements are actually physically going to go. And then if we need to, we can make some changes. But, we are limited that we have to construct everything on city right away. So that's kind of what, and limited to some things based on city requirements and the board of classifications for streets and roads, curvature of the street and stuff like that. So we have some limitations that we have to abide by when we're going through our design also. So,
Thank you, John. Any questions for Mr. Zingman? All right, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, move the public hearing be closed.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 7A1, public hearing, determine whether Sauk Pond addition should be included within the corporate city limits. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Is there anyone here to speak against this public hearing? Anyone here to speak for this public hearing?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. And I remind the public that the existing homes are not part of this incorporation into the city limits. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, are you?
I didn't get here so fast.
Oh, no, that's, I didn't gavel yet, so Chuck, if you,
I'm sorry.
no, that's fine, that's fine.
I think I should have talked about this before this meeting for the rezoning also. I tried to include it in my last, so my piece that I worked so hard on is not right. So for rezoning, the original plat was for 9 houses. And now they want to rezone.
I'm sorry, but that's not part of this agenda item. This is just about bringing bringing it into city limits. I'm sorry.
I guess I did list it right.
That's okay.
I'm
If you
just
want to speak,
frustrated.
ma'am, if you want to speak to the rezoning, that will be in just a couple
We've
items.
got-
You can stay
It's
there.
coming up. I'm just trying to keep you on where it's going to,
Thank you.
You're welcome
I'm
to
not
just
here
stay
for
there.
that.
and you're welcome to stay right there if you'd like. Please.
Then I won't be late or too early.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine.
Oh, I'm a mess.
No,
You're good.
no, you just got a better seat than most people. It's good.
No, it's not a better.
Well, I mean, to
seat.
view us, that's
know.
what I mean. Yeah.
I guess I can look at every one of yours. I can't quite see the eyes that good. They say I'm working on a cataract.
Okay. All right, where are we? Are at the
Should be a motion in a second.
motion and a second to close the public hearing. Without any further discussion, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 7A2, resolution number R26-71, approving the final plat development agreement and bringing said addition into the corporate city limits.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R26-71.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R26-71. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 7B, public hearing, application from Keys Development LLC to rezone property located in lots 1 through 32, Sock Pond Addition, original City of Columbus, Platte County, Nebraska, from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Two Family Residential, and to amend the future land use map of the comprehensive plan. 14th Street, this is at 14th Street west of 48th Avenue. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
All right, is there anyone here to speak against this public hearing?
I think I'm too late.
Well,
to
you're,
speak-
you're
to
welcome to speak,
about it.
though.
About the Sock Pond addition. Original plat was for 9 houses. They're asking to be rezoned from R1 to R2, which causes more traffic. Not in favor of rezoning. Just imagine 16 duplexes, the added safety issues and traffic issues, all going past K&F subdivision and Bradshaw Park. If you consider R2 rezoning, how about rezoning just for 9 duplexes? Thank you for letting me speak.
You're very welcome. Any comments? Any comments?
Bye-bye.
Anyone else to speak against this public hearing? All right, anyone to speak for the public hearing?
Hello, good evening. I'm Katie Sharp with Jarecki Sharp and Peterson. I'm an attorney here in town, 2814 15th Street. And I am speaking on behalf of the developers for this rezoning application. We're requesting that the rezoning be for an R2 two-family residential for duplexes. The developers will be adding 16 duplexes, so 32 doors. These duplexes will be stick-built. There will be 2-car garages, and as mentioned earlier, there will also be street parking in this addition. There's going to be a 3-bed, 2-bath duplexes with 1,482 square feet of living space. There has been some comments about the increase of traffic, but I believe that city staff and engineers have conducted studies that show that even with the increased traffic, it's still well within the required limitations for traffic there. So we're asking for the approval of this rezoning.
Thank you. Any questions from Mrs.? All right, thank you. Sorry, I guess we have a question.
Are any of the apartments going to be entry, zero entry, or are they not going to be? The reason I'm saying that is that we're in need of senior housing, which would have the zero entry, and it would be advantageous to have maybe some of your apartments to apply for that type of entry.
Sure, and I don't know if design is quite finished yet. I don't know if Jay could speak to that. Okay, some of them will be zero entry, yes.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else to speak for this public hearing?
Mr. Mayor, I move the public hearing be closed.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 7B1, ordinance number 26-09, approving the rezoning.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the rules be suspended and ordinance number 26-09 be read by number only.
Second?
We have a motion and a second for the rules to be suspended and ordinance number 26-09 be read by number only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Ordinance number 26-09.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of ordinance number 26-09.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 26-09. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 7C, public hearing, application from Keys Development LLC to rezone property located in lots 1 through 12, Block A, and lots 1 through 7, Block B of Dubas Addition, original City of Columbus, Platte County, Nebraska, from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Two Family Residential, and amend the future land use map of the comprehensive plan. This is in the vicinity of Habitat Drive and 44th Avenue, and the Planning Commission recommends approval.
Is there anyone here this evening to speak against this public hearing? Is there anyone here to speak for this public hearing? You're getting your money's worth today.
I know. Good evening, Katie Sharp again. I represent the same developer for this addition, and so it would be the same specifics as the other duplexes, very similar design. The difference is that they would be adding 9 duplexes to this addition, so 18 doors.
Any questions? Comments?
Maybe this is a developer question, but people keep stopping me on the streets and saying, where are all the people coming from to live in all these houses? I know you probably don't have an opinion, but I think it's a question that's a pretty hot item in Columbus. And I keep telling them, well, if it's a developer's money, and if they want to spend it, I think they've done their homework they think that they can fill these places. So just curious.
Sure. I think there's an expansion of the job market as well, and we're seeing families grow in this area. I don't know if that has to do with remote working or just the appeal of living in some place out here. So I think that there are people and families who are moving to this area who will occupy these houses.
Can I quote you on that when people
Sure.
stop me? Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think the other thing that we want to remember is that for as long as I can look back and go back to files and reports, we have had a housing shortage in Columbus. We have worked hard to try to attack that housing shortage in Columbus by many means. And adding these doors are something that we've said we've needed for, again, as long as I can remember. And yeah, we have quite a few doors coming on right now, but it's more of a quirk of timing than anything else because we've been working on these things for so long. And then what you mentioned in the beginning, Councilman, is probably the biggest answer. If the developer feels comfortable doing it, the developer does it. I'm excited about what we have. Are there some challenges with them? Absolutely. But that's part of what we're trying to do to make Columbus grow. Anyway, anyone else have a comment?
Just the idea of single-family affordable is kind of what we're in need of, so that's something you may want to look at.
I very much like the layout that was presented in the, Thank you very much. Good layout. Yeah, I understand exactly where things are going on the properties. I think it's a good representation. Thank you.
All right, anything else?
Mr. Mayor, I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 7C1, ordinance number 26-10, approving the rezoning.
Mr. Mayor, I move the rules be suspended and ordinance number 26-10 by number only.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 26-10 by number only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Ordinance number 26-10.
Mr. Mayor, I move ordinance number 26-10 be adopted.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 26-10. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to reports of city offices.
Item 9A is an update on Nebraska Department of Transportation Loop River Bridge project. Mr. Bogus.
So consistent progress, I think, maybe be the statement here today. They had some visual stuff going up today. There were some girders that were delivered, and they're putting them on. We talked about that maybe at the last meeting, so they started to do them. Still got to finish up some stuff on a couple of the piers. So I'd say maybe the last girders will go on probably sometime in June. If you're also driven out there, you see on the north side, they brought some of the concrete paving poured into it. So again, they're making progress as they go. They're definitely on track, and think they can get it done, what they need to get done this year in order to flip traffic next year and work on the other side.
Very good. Any comments or questions for Mr. Bogus? All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
And item 9B is Columbus in Focus from our Building and Infrastructure Leadership Team. Mr. Sliva.
Good evening. Chuck Sliver, Director of Public Works, City of Columbus. This evening, we'll go over the last of the quarterly focus group discussions and updates. Our Building and Infrastructure Leadership Group consists of Tara, myself, Andy, and Rick Bogus. We are going on our 90-day focused areas, the Columbus Land Development Ordinance, CDLO test amendments for home-based businesses, floodplain planning and rezoning admin. They're going through that. The red lines are completed. We're going through review, and then it'll go to the attorney for review, and then it'll be, the final drafts will be reviewed and completed. We're working on a roll-off of public parking permit. Draft is completed, final review is in process. What that consists of is the permitting process for placing roll-offs if needed on city streets or any kind of project that consists of parking that needs to be on the street. We'll have to go through this permit process, and that'll be all in line. The 90-day focus area for the FEMA lots in Public Works. As you can see, the post-flood condition picture of the land out by T-Bone, south and west of Columbus that we got after the flood buyout. The current structures have been removed. The land's been leveled. We're working with Pheasants Forever to getting a seeding plan, and the application's been completed. We will be getting seed sent to us here shortly, so we'll be getting that seeded, and that'll set as a natural grass land area, and we'll leave it set for a year, and then we'll open it up to the public, and there'll just be a trail mowed through it for like a walking trail. There'll be some paved parking stalls. It'll just be a nature walk is what we're going to do with that property. Following that, we'll have, I missed a page. The 90-day focus areas for planning, zoning, and engineering. These are just guidelines to follow for the contractors and the people doing developments to come through to try to streamline the paperwork to make it easier, that applications and everything are filled out completely when we get it, to try to make that process easier and quicker. So they've been going through that, trying to make that a little easier. Some data and trends, we were asked about that. Some of these were submitted in a quarterly report. You'll see the average influent from the waste treatment plant averages about 3.5 million gallons a day. There's 4 or 5 years of process there, water. 2025 records for water pumped on the water usage side. That average is about 4.5 million gallons a day. The next is trends and data of tonnage hauled from the transfer station. You'll see there last year's numbers and this year's to the current date. A typical week there is 29 loads, 766 tons a week is transported to the landfill. So, and then you'll see Andy's report here with residential apartments and commercial buildings and numbers of doors. There's a lot of information there. So we are getting permits out, and they're doing buildings going on. The last of this will cover is the bigger projects we have going on. We're not going to list all of them because it'd go on and on and on. We'd be here till midnight. We don't really want to do that. The biggest one's going to be the paving project on 33rd Avenue. The notices are out, signs are up. I believe the 21st will be the hard closure date. You're seeing some work out there already, some hydrant replacement on the utility side. There may be some concrete cutting going on. There's some street closure signs on the streets coming up to the avenue that are probably getting put up already to get started on that. That'll be a complete reconstruct of the concrete. Grade and everything will be pretty much the same size as what's existing there, just a total replacement of the paving on that project. Another CIP project, the Loop River Basin Rick's been working on. That's a flood assessment of that lower loop area that they're going through and working with all the shareholders, and information's there. That's been a pretty good project, a big project, so they're working through that. On the Public Works side, CIP projects, well 20. Well 20's been drilled. We got a really nice build there, and the well's really productive. So you'll be seeing in June, they'll start putting footings in the building to be built, and then we'll start piping it to the North Wellfield water plant. So that's ongoing. Another project we'll be working with is a pilot water treatment plant for sand filtration. Possibility of building sand filtration plants. We'll be working through that with existing staff, and HDR will be helping us out with that. That's all information we need to get our plans and everything submitted to the state of Nebraska to continue with that. Current projects in the building division is educational handouts for permits. Here again, we're trying to get the information out to the builders and contractors so they have the guidance they need before they come and fill out permits and they go online. Just trying to streamline that process and make it easier and quicker for us to get the permits out and that work completed. With that, I went through it really quick. If you got any answers or questions, we'll have the answers, hopefully.
We probably got answers for you.
Myself can answer them.
You did a great job. Any questions for Chuck?
Chuck, where can we tell the public that they can get this information?
It's online. Well, these will be posted online, or you can look at the agenda, the council agenda. This is posted in the agenda.
Okay.
So this information's there.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Chuck. All right, we move on to reports of city council committees.
Item 10A is the Public Property Safety and Works Committee of May 18th, 2026. Item 10A1 is a request from Keys Development LLC to vacate 14th Street Public Road right-of-way and all public utility easements located on lots 3 through 12 KNS subdivision, as they will be in conflict with the Sock Pond addition, 14th Street west of 48th Avenue and west of the existing houses. The committee recommends approval.
Is there any comments? Go ahead.
I move that the subdivision be approved.
Second.
We have a request to approve the vacation of 14th Street Road right-of-way and public utility easement in Lot 3 through 12, KNS subdivision. And we have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 10A2 is the permanent utility easement located along 33rd Avenue for the North Well Number 20 project. The committee recommends approval.
Mr. Mayor, move the report be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt this report. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to new business.
Item 13A, appointment of Kelvin Izagara to the Citizen Advisory Review Committee for a 4-year term.
Council, with your permission, the mayor wishes to submit the following name to you for appointment at the May 18, 2026 City Council meeting as per City Council rules. Kelvin Izagara is a leader dedicated to fostering economic growth and community development. As the Chief Operating Officer of NeighborWorks Northeast Nebraska, he plays a pivotal role in expanding access to safe and affordable housing, helping over thousands of families in Northeast Nebraska achieve home ownership and housing stability. His expertise in business, economics, and strategic planning has made a lasting impact on the region's housing initiatives. Kelvin's academic journey reflects his commitment to education and professional growth. He earned an associate's degree from Central Community College in Columbus, a bachelor's in business administration from Wayne State College, and a master's in economics from University of Nebraska at Omaha. His educational background equips him with the skills necessary to drive sustainable development and economic empowerment within the communities he serves. Beyond his professional endeavors, Kelvin is a passionate advocate for community engagement. He serves on the boards of several nonprofit organizations, including the Central Community College Foundation, Discover Hope International Church, the Nebraska Housing Developers Association, Centro Hispano, and the Columbus Area Children's Museum. Additionally, he is a member of the Commodores in Columbus, Nebraska, contributing to initiatives that promote local business and civic engagement. At home, Kelvin finds joy in family life with his wife, Danica, and their 3 children. His dedication to the service, leadership, and community development continues to encourage those around him, making a meaningful difference in the lives of many. Do I have a motion from the council?
Mr. Mayor, I move for this appointment to be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Congratulations, Quelvin.
Item 13B, comments from the mayor and city council members. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, no discussion may be held on this item.
Any comments from council members this evening? My only comment is to remind the public that I will be holding my open house forum from 9 to 10 o'clock on Saturday at the library downstairs in the community building. Anyone that would like to come talk to the mayor, please come forward. If you don't want to come talk to the mayor, don't come. Okay. How about moving on to resolutions?
Item 14A, resolution number R26-72, approving the permanent utility easement located along 33rd Avenue for the North Well number 20 project.
Mr. Mayor, I move that. Yeah, let me get on. Resolution number R26-272 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R26-72. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14B, resolution number R26-73, accepting the deed of dedication for McDonald subdivision, 33rd Avenue, south of Wheel Drive. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R26-73.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R26-73. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14C, resolution R26-74, authorizing the mayor to sign the letter of funding commitment to the United States Department of Transportation for the Safe Streets and Roads for All implementation grant application.
Mr. Mayor, I move resolution number R26-74 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number R26-74. Any discussion?
Maybe quickly just explain what the benefit of this.
Rick, you want to, or, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. If you remember a couple meetings ago, we did the same thing, asked letter of commitment from the city for the BUILD grant, B-U-I-L-D, it's a BUILD grant. This is something very similar and it's for the same project. So this is for the Howard Boulevard section. basically from 23rd Street, down to 33rd and some traffic to the downtown area. And that you got to have a project for, right, and which we're asking for this grant money. And then the reason we can ask for this grant money is we did that Safe Streets for All evaluation, which is now complete. And so this allowed us to do this Streets for All implementation grant. So that's what this is. It's asking money from the federal government to do that project at 80% of the cost.
Thank you.
So this is an example where we did a study, and many times people say, why are you doing a stupid study? But we do the study so that we can apply for funding from other agencies, like the federal government, the state, whoever. So
Yeah.
many times, the studies that we do are done because there's a second need for them to allow us to do other things.
Right. We
Correct.
would not be able to apply for the grant
Right.
without completing the study first.
And my point is, maybe I'm a little sarcastic, but I hear from many people, a study. You're doing a study, why? Because we're required to. We didn't set the requirements. We didn't say, hey, let's just go do a study so we can apply for some federal money. They said, here's federal money that's available, but the only way you get it is if you do a study. So we're doing those things that are required to try to get in line for funding that would not be from our budget.
And
Okay.
I would just add that the city of Columbus got a Safe Streets for All planning grant, and we're one of very few communities in the state of Nebraska that got a planning grant. We were successful in that, and only people that have done the Safe Streets for All planning grant can apply for this grant. So we have very good odds of getting significant funding for the city of Columbus because of all of that work that Gene and the engineering department and a lot of city staff have put in.
Awesome. All right. Any other comments? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14D, resolution number R26-75, amending the award of community development block grant funds to the amount of $30,000 for Yanni Iziera for downtown revitalization.
Okay, somebody's
Mr.
got
Mayor.
this.
Mr. Mayor,
Okay,
I move that resolution number R 26-75 be approved.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve resolution number R 26-75. Any discussion?
Question.
Yes, sir.
Can someone explain to the audience how it went from a $13,470 grant to now it's $30,000?
Yes, Gene can give some explanation.
Yanni had in his original application, he had asked for window replacement. Once his grant was approved, it goes to the State Historical Preservation Office, who has to okay the project because of the fact that our downtown is declared a historical district. SHPO did not approve of the windows that Yanni was going to put in, and so he had to go back out for bids. It came in significantly higher because of those requirements, and so he came back and asked for more money. And the board, the BID board recommended the increase in the funding because the money is there. We still have a little bit of money to put out yet towards projects, so.
Very good, thank you.
That's the maximum amount they could get, is that correct?
Yes.
Per property, yeah,
property.
that's the maximum amount.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gene. Any other comments or concerns? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 14E, resolution number R26-76, approving the loan assumption agreement with Valley Drive Properties LLC regarding economic development loan with K. Herman Development LLC for workforce housing development project.
Mr. Mayor, I move resolution number R 26-76 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number R 26-76. Any discussion?
I think we need to, I'd like to hear why we're approving a loan assumption agreement.
Sure. Jean, if you want to go over it, or if you want me to, I can too.
I can do it. With this particular LB 840 loan, it was originally made out to K. Herman Development. During the process, Mr. Herman passed away and his son took over the company. The property was transferred to, it's the Vitality Village property. The property was transferred to their property management company, arm of their company. And so since the original LB 840 funds were paid and our promissory note and all of that is to K. Herman Development, it needs to be assumed by Valley, I forget the name now.
Valley Drive.
Valley
Yeah,
Drive
Valley
Properties.
Drive Properties,
So they're assuming responsibility
taking-
for
yeah.
that loan we previously made.
And it all happened because of a death.
Right.
Yes, okay. All right,
Thank you.
all right. Any other questions or concerns? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14F, Resolution R26-77, amending the City of Columbus Recognition Program.
Mr. Mayor, move for the adoption of resolution number R26-77.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R26-77. Any discussion?
This is really just a cleanup. We had previously amended the recognition program, and after our first round of working through the new system, we found just some edits the department head group did, so this is really just a cleanup of that.
Okay, no comments? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to ordinances on their first reading.
Item 15A, ordinance number 26-11, vacating 14th Street public right-of-way and all public utility easements located in lots 3 through 12 KNS subdivision. This is in the vicinity of 14th Street, west of 48th Avenue, and west of the existing homes.
This is an ordinance on its first reading. Are we asking?
Bars, it's
Okay,
there.
please.
Mr. Mayor, I move the rules be suspended and ordinance number 26-11 be read by number only.
Second?
We have a motion to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 26-11 by number only. Any comment? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Ordinance 26-11.
Mr. Mayor, I move ordinance number 26-11 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 26-11. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to ordinances on their second reading.
Item 16A, ordinance number 26-08, amending City Code Section 50.35 to add regulations regarding handling of solid waste. This is a second reading, no motion is necessary. I just call your attention to the fact that I requested that Captain Molchek provide some supplemental information, and then after discussion, we worked to amend the proposed ordinance to add in more specificity with how the violations would be administered if there is a violation found. So you can see in that first attachment labeled solid waste supplemental memo and revisions that there's a red line to the ordinance. And it just, that red section is really just laying out exactly what the timeline would be for a violation.
All right, any comments? We now have specificity in our garbage control here.
That's
I
right.
like that.
That's right.
You know, so we'll see if you come third reading, what you want to do with that, okay?
Yep.
All right, seeing there's no motion on that, no action to be taken. With that, meeting adjourned.